Hello and welcome to the third episode of Talking with the Center of the Universe. For this year, today, I have Carsten Aniksdal with me.
Hello, hello.
From C.O.U Records.
C.O.U Records, represent.
Yeah, represent. Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Today it's the International Synthesizer Day, but more about that later.
S03 Moviebox Pro markedets eneste leievideo med innebygget tyverisikring, som gjør at maskinen ikke fungerer etter leietidens slutt. S03 Moviebox Pro må aktiveres etter leietidens slutt, og det kan bare gjøres hos din videoforhandler. S03 Moviebox Pro fantastisk å leie, men verdiløs å stjele.
Yes, Carsten, when and why did you start C.O.U Records?
In 2016, because I needed a label to publish my album, the Victor HR 3300, and I didn't have the patience to wait for a label. So I don't know if I even asked you. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so. No.
So I just did it myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And the format for this release?
There was a VHS.
Yeah?
Yes, it was...
so that's the reason for this intro?
This beautiful, yes, this beautiful
And if there's
VHS.
someone that doesn't speak Norwegian and doesn't know the theme of this, you probably saw it from the signs, the warning signs.
Yes, you could rent like VCR players, but they stop functioning after a day. So that's the whole thing. Don't steal them.
Yeah, but it was a VHS with videos.
Videos, yeah. So I did the VHS as a homage to the VCR, because the last unit got produced in 2016. So that marked the 40th anniversary for the VHS, and I wanted to do like a homage. Plus, the audio quality on the VHS is actually pretty good. I used to do like mixtapes on VHS. That I listened to at home, like you could do long play. You got 8 hours of music, which was really good quality because of the bandwidth of the VHS. Yeah, good stereo track. So I did this. I made the album, and then I emailed all the songs to like 15 of my friends that did some kind of video work, and I asked them like, "You guys want to do a music video? Pick the song you want, you got 2 weeks, you can do whatever you want." And so within 2 weeks I had the whole
within
album.
2 weeks? Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you actually printed the videos on the VHS and released it as a physical release, and that was the start of the whole thing.
That was the start of the whole thing, yeah.
How did you go about making that work technically?
So first I got like a cardboard box of VHS of Finn from this guy up north. He sent it for free, and he even paid for the postage. So there was all, but the beautiful thing was like they were all used, so they had like different recordings on them. Some of them had like football matches, some of them had one had Star Wars, some had some Tutti Frutti RTL kind of yeah.
So you actually recorded on top of the...
So recorded on top of that. So each VHS is basically unique, like, because after the album, you didn't know what was going to come.
But it's quite a technical feat to first make these videos and then transfer them and have them in the yellow little phono composite cable.
Yeah. I had to like record every... I made an 100. So I had to do every 100 like at manually, real time. Yeah.
I think you were pretty early with the physical the resurgence of physical formats and like retro of physical formats. I think many artists and labels, they haven't come to the VHS yet. They're like
No.
vinyl, maybe cassette,
Yeah, maybe cassette,
maybe
yeah.
CD,
Yeah.
mini disc, no,
No.
VHS, no.
I remember there was
This is
one,
almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, there was one other, Prince Tronic.
Yeah, Prince Tronic, yeah, I know
one,
him.
Yeah, he did one VHS which I bought, and I spoke to him, and I think I have the only one like in existence only. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a great one.
Yeah, it's on Take It Easy Policy.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
the label of Espen and Emil from Metronomicon.
Yeah, that's right.
The
yeah.
more experimental label that they started at some point. That was around the same time. It's also 10 years. I was like thinking of both Case and Take It Easy Policy as new labels.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe we lost like 3 or 4 years in the pandemic, so it still feels like a new label. And
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's been ramping up though, so yeah.
Looking at your Bandcamp, and I was thinking, well, this is a new label, see how far back it goes. And then I actually remember that I saw this tape when it was new.
Yeah.
And or this VHS when it was new, and I think it's quite some time ago.
Yeah.
Did Pablo Castro have anything to do with this?
Yes, Pablo Castro did the amazing cover. We should like it's such a beautiful collage that he made for that VHS, and he made like the whole layout and everything, and we had like a release party at 1857, which is this
Big gallery with a tall roof.
Yeah, tall roof.
And a lot of reverb.
Very much so, yeah.
Oslo biggest reverb.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And we had like 7 or 8 old TV screens and a projector, and we showed the entire thing. It was really fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was fun.
I wish I was there.
One night only.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We will have a look. Or first, I will ask about Fast Forward Eats the Tape.
Yes.
Who is that?
So that's me, though.
That's you. Yeah. It's a great band name.
That's the second release. I did an EP at Petter Flaten Eilertsen's label, Synesthetic Recordings.
Yeah.
Which Kai mastered like way back, an EP, and then it was this album with Fast Forward Eats the Tape. So, yeah.
We will have a look at that now from the VHS.
Yeah, first track.
Yeah, first track. Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Pretty fast.
Pretty fast, but amazing video. Who made this video?
Gustav Palle. So yeah, he was one of the persons who said yes, which is much appreciated, and he picked the intro track, interludium. Yeah,
it's an amazing short little gem. The whole thing is on YouTube, isn't it?
The whole thing, and it's ripped from a VHS.
Yeah.
So it's not like the digital. It had to,
master file with
no. I had to rip the VHS in order to keep the aesthetics.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you already answered the question number 2. But it's like for after this VHS, as soon as I can see, like Case has been centered around releasing on tapes.
Yeah, well, after a while we did that, but in the beginning it was purely digital. Like a couple of years went by where nothing really happened, and Rudy Simmons, a very good friend of mine, we
will hear him later on in the stream.
So he like I thought, like I know so many. It was basically my own label, but I know so many good musicians. So I thought to myself, like, this could be like a lavterskel, like
low key.
Yeah, like a low-key thing. Like if you have something you're working on and you want to get it out there, we can talk about it. So more like a playful angle, but still serious though. So he came to me and we did this album, and then it kind of just, okay, I'll just do another. When I talked to some other people and we did another, and I had a few projects I wanted to do, and stuff like this. And then I started to think, maybe we should do more like physical releases, and like since it's a no budget label, I thought like tapes, it's pretty good quality sound wise and not too expensive.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
Actually, if you compare it to vinyl records that you have to have like 300, or you can make 50 tapes, and
I know it's.
and
I know.
you have to sell like half of them maybe to make it work.
To break even, yeah.
Yeah. Or I don't know how many you have to sell before you go.
Probably a bit more, but
a little bit more. Actually, you can't break even.
I can't really break even. That's not the point of the whole thing. I just don't want to lose too much, but
no,
it's for the love of them.
Yeah, but that's great. It's really great.
Yeah.
It's like I think some of these also like I would compare it to Take It Easy Policy.
Yeah.
That actually should be on here at some point.
Yeah, Espen should be here. And,
even if even if it's kind of like broke out from my label, so we actually should be enemies. But we're actually still very good friends.
Yeah.
But it's I feel like it's it came in the same time.
Yeah.
These two labels, but compare them a little bit because they also had like a thought about not overworking stuff.
Yeah.
Emil from Metronomicon and also Take It Easy, he was like, he wanted to release the demos as they were.
Yeah.
And not like overwork and master and mix.
Yeah.
Because he always overworks his own music.
Yeah.
He like didn't release an album because he was like sitting there and it was not perfect, so he couldn't release it.
No.
But I still feel like the case output is pretty constant and curated.
Yes, it is. Yeah, there's a point behind it. I've tried to keep it somewhat experimental. There's some anomalies here and there, but pretty voiceless, like fairly just instrumental music.
Yeah, Rudy is not voiceless, but the vocal is...
the first Rudy is with the vocals, but his like others are instrumentals.
Yeah, it's mostly instrumental music.
And I also sing on a release, but that's like a kind of an experimental metal release that we did.
Which one is that?
Lysmord.
Yeah, I didn't notice actually. No. I've been like going through the whole case catalog, and there's so much stuff. It was really, really hard to choose something for this stream to what we should hear. So it was so good, as we can hear. It's Linda in the background, I think. From this
Shout out to Per Erik.
Shout out to Linda. I really enjoy this release. It's like Deepo.
Yeah. It's really super nice, man.
Ambient. I was like pitching this stream as like ambient force-speed.
Yeah.
Since it's a Friday, we're having a good time. It's the International Synthesizer Day.
Yeah.
We're having a nice time listening to some ambient music. But this is.
He's got a lot of synths. Linda.
Yeah, I guess so.
Lot. Like every time I'm at his place, he's got something new.
He's like that.
Yeah, he's
like a synthesizer.
Very much so. Like we both grew up together. Like we're fans of Kraftwerk and the Tangerine Dream and also Jean-Michel Jarre and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah.
So and now he's getting all the synths that we dreamed about back then. Right? So it's
He's a like blues lawyer guy, with a.
What?
A blues lawyer, a dude with a good job that buys all the equipment.
Oh, a blues lawyer. Okay, I never heard that
ambient lawyer.
Yeah.
The guy with the real money that gets all the synths from the...
Yeah. Now we can afford them, right?
So, but that's...
He's got the ARP and everything.
Yeah, but this sounds really good, so it's really good that he puts them to...
I think he mastered this himself as well. He bought some mastering equipment.
It's really good that he puts them to work this way.
Yeah.
Instead of like kind of wasting there's so many of these people having a lot of synths that never get to the point of actually releasing music.
That's true.
But this is actually really good music.
Yeah, because they get a full-time job. That's why they have the money.
Yeah.
But then they don't have time and energy to do the music.
Yeah.
So that's like a classic.
But I have to push him to release this stuff. Like he's got so much. Like, come on, man. Like, it's not okay. I want. Like, I've asked him. Like, you can play live. I have slots for you. But
Yes, he should. Sounds really nice.
Yeah.
If he's watching this stream, he should have a little kick in the ass. Go out there and go on stage and perform this music because it's really lovely. I've been listening to both this album and some of the earlier releases quite a lot, and I was like trying to pinpoint Case as an ambient label, which is not.
No.
But this is like ambient music, I would say.
I try to have like the releases so they kind of flow a little bit. So if there's something very experimental, like maybe the next release is a little bit less but still experimental, and then kind of glides over in electro, and then kind of it gets more electro popish, and then go back again. So there's try to make it sort of a flow. It's difficult though, but I try to, So the last one was Gisle Natos, Håkon Tellin, which is like field recordings and double bass. Really nice. But how are you gonna transition to the next release, which is gonna be Javier Taya Alba? So that's like a Bukla synth kind of album, which is coming out on the 6th of June.
I think that's a good transition actually from this like architecture as music, or was this? I heard a little bit, but it's like almost. I would label that more like contemporary music.
Yes.
But on the ambient side of it,
sure.
It's like it's still like about being in a room and about. It's not like super. Maybe it's modernist, but it's not like very angular contemporary music. It's more like improvised, isn't it? Maybe like about playing in the room, playing sounds and,
he
the
does
ball
that,
sounds, which is like it fits really well into the case catalog, I would say.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So that was a vinyl though, but like he paid for that the pressing. I can't really afford that though.
No.
But I'm happy to.
You're happy to.
Yeah.
I have a question about this.
Yes.
So, because I think it's interesting what's the role of a label these days, and so in this case it sounds like it's kind of course it's having the distribution, like actually managing to go through with the release.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of the curation and the brand and like the collective. Would you say that's like the main two things, or am I kind of missing something as well?
That sounds because I tried to like we had a couple of live label nights. We had 2 of those, so I tried to kind of create some atmosphere around the releases, and as you're saying with the how to release it. This autumn I signed up with Tiger, so they're doing all the distribution, which is fantastic for me.
That's nice. I also have Tiger as my distributor for my
nice,
label.
Man. Yeah. So they're doing all I still sell tapes on my Bandcamp, but like vinyls and stuff you gotta get from those. You can also buy tapes there, but.
Yeah, my tape is there.
Yeah, that's nice. So I'm really happy with that. So then they get like distribution, and they send into the National Archives and all that stuff, and distribute to other stores if necessary, and do all the sales abroad if that's.
But it's very nice to have it like under the Case Records, because for me, for example, there are lots of artists in your roster that I wouldn't have known about if that's how I discovered them. So that is
label,
also
that's nice.
So that is like a very much a function of the
that's
label.
True though. You get like a nice gang.
Cool.
I think like the people are discussing the role of the label nowadays a lot. Because it was like maybe some years ago it was a lot of talk about labels being played on the side. Because they aren't really necessary.
No, they're not needed anymore.
No.
You can just release it yourself.
Think it's not needed anymore. Right. For me, I think like it's very dependent on what you do and what you make, and if you try to make a scene, if you try to make like someone you can collaborate with to put up shows and stuff, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Even if I would label my own label as more like, as a collective than a label.
Yeah.
And not like this curated thing. This curated thing is like it's really important from an artistic perspective. Maybe not from a marketing perspective, but also from a marketing perspective, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, having and big labels make sense since they have a lot of audience. But I'm not sure. But I feel like it's this is more like an altruistic way of running a label than like trying to break.
Yeah.
Trying to have a one hit or something.
Yeah.
It's not about that.
I got a couple of friends. It's like you should release more commercial stuff, and it's like maybe, but that's someone else is doing that.
But then the people that were really interested will stop listening to the stuff you did.
Yeah, it's true, man. Like, and I wouldn't want that. I want a little bit the special stuff.
Yeah,
the interesting
but I think
stuff.
I think I would say that you should try to grab the audience that wants the special stuff. And focus on that, not trying to like
No.
beat someone else at another game.
No.
That is
playing the long game here.
But this is not what this kind of music is about. And I think
No.
Yeah.
So it's purely altruistic, and the love of music. And some of the people, I really try to encourage them. Maybe they're a bit shy about it, or because I know what it's like, to make music and be like afraid of releasing it or whatever. And it's nice to have someone like, hey, come on, man, like it pushes you a bit, and like, okay, maybe I should, let's do that. And
that's great work, actually. If you convince people to release music.
Yeah, but
But I feel like maybe you should make some graph here, like the people who are talented or have something to share in terms of artistic quality, and the people that are very good at promoting themselves.
Yeah, I know, but
and having a lot of selfies on the social media and stuff. At some point,
because there's a lot of talented people out there, man. So
yeah, absolutely.
They're maybe a bit shy about it, or
And there's a lot of untalented people that are not shy about it at all.
We're not gonna hate, so
we can hate a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that's the graph we're seeing in the background right now. That's the graph you were describing.
Yeah, that's the graph. I want to do a shout out to Johan Sato for making this fantastic logo. I've been using it to death recently with the holographic stickers.
Maybe we should go. There is a question that we always ask people. You already actually started talking a little bit about it, but we have a jingle for it. We ask like artists. We even ask VJs this question because they maybe have something next coming up. And Christopher knows which jingle I'm talking about.
Yeah. So how's the new album going?
How's the new album coming along? It could be your album, or it could be your next release on case. And in this case,
it's open for interpretation. This
you already said a few words, but
I can
go more
both.
into depth.
I can answer both. Yeah,
go into
sure,
depth.
Man, because like it's been a couple of years since I released an album. The Heritage was my last one.
Yeah, that's the acid one.
No, it was the it's kind of electro.
Like 303. It's really cool. Yeah.
And then so the next year I did like a greatest hits of my fast forward E03 project, because I wanted to like put that to rest, sort of.
Really, it's a good band name.
Yeah, I might not, but it's kind of a gun-ho project. So I just like had a bunch of tunes, and I like picked out a few, and I released that tape because keep momentum. But like, so I always wanted to take a little bit break for the label to make my own music. But then like, there's a new release coming out, and So, but I started making a new album, but it's going. it a bit slowly, and because it's like a new thing now, I'm using some piano stuff, and it's not really electro stuff anymore. I want to do something else just to test, because yeah. So I'm excited about that. I'm gonna collaborate with like a drummer a little bit, and maybe incorporate the double bass player.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. We'll see.
A little bit more like acoustic or band.
Maybe a little bit, yeah, a little bit more, but also like electronic stuff, but a little
Yeah.
bit more experimental, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about that though.
What is the name of the release that you did with like only this octatrack, or what was it like? You had like a specific piece of gear that you were using for. I saw you at Kraftwerk some years ago. Maybe
Yes.
it was the Heritage, or was that some?
No, that
some
was
other-
Musik Konkret.
Musik Konkret.
Yeah, that was only
Yeah.
the Digitakt.
It was only the Digitakt.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love that machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
It's.
I've had all the Elektron machines multiple times, but
and you saw them again.
it's all again. But the Digitakt is like it's always been.
Yeah, you can like really. You can really use that without going crazy.
It's
I've
fantastic.
heard like yeah. I never touched any of the Digitakt or like
No.
Elektron machines at all. It's
And I
like,
love that brand, man. But yeah, that stayed. And I also have the Digitone, the FM.
Yeah, but that's but it's this Musik Konkret is like only the Digitakt.
It's only samples.
It's
'cause
only
that's
samples,
like a
yeah.
homage to Pierre Henry, right? Musik Konkret.
Yeah.
So I like it's an art piece because I made a sculpture made out of concrete.
Yeah.
So I made two, like one with the USB stick inside it, and one where I had like a microphone and some contact mics, and I destroyed the one cube, recorded all this sound, and made like an album from those sounds.
Ah, yeah.
So hence the Musik Konkret. It's a pun thing, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
because I like puns.
About Pierre Schaeffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love him though.
The
So
old, yeah.
and I always liked samples. So
I always want to go to a Nachspiel and people play Pierre Schaeffer.
that would be fun.
Like early Musik Konkret. What music are you into now? I'm like into,
Hang on.
Into
Yeah.
Musik Konkret.
Yeah.
It's it didn't happen though.
No, that was a really good show, man. I want to little bit get a little bit back to that kind of way of making music because
Yeah.
that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice show.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, but that's we can continue to the next question. This is like going. I always feel like it's going so fast when we are like online and like talking. Is there anyone asking anything in the chat, or is it like no questions?
Nobody's wondering about anything.
Nobody's wondering about anything. It's not too late. If you watch this, you can have a look and you can ask Carsten about different interesting stuff going on the case records.
I'll tell you an interesting.
Yeah.
Some people ask what the fast forward is the tape name is about.
Yeah.
And maybe I can just reveal it now. I don't know if you saw
Yeah.
a movie called The Lost Boy Scout
No.
with Bruce Willis
No.
back in the days. No, nobody saw this. No.
What's it called?
The Last Boy Scout. Okay, there's a scene in the movie where they're picking up this cassette because there's some evidence on this tape, like some incriminating evidence, and he puts it in the cassette deck of the car, and his partner, like, he's gonna fast forward through some bullshit, and he said, no. Fast forward is the tape. So I thought that was brilliant.
I always thought it was a saying, like
Yeah.
a word of mouth thing. You
Yeah.
said because in the 80s you're like using, or 90s even, you were using these tape machines, and
Yeah.
and they were like you had like this pencil in the
Yeah.
cassettes to kind of put them back in, and I thought it was some kind of rumor.
That could be that, man, but it is from
Yeah.
this. And I also think it fits.
Did you
because-
sample it?
No, I didn't.
No, that's an idea.
I didn't. Yes, I don't know. It's good, yeah.
You should sample it.
It's supposed to be a secret now, but no. You guys know,
No, it's
at least.
you should have a little loop
Yeah.
and put it in
No,
your music.
fast forward is a tape.
Yeah, and have
It did
some-
though, so it destroyed the evidence.
Yeah, that's
So don't fast forward through the tapes, man. Just chill, and relax, and listen to the tapes.
I actually destroyed a couple of tapes in different ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but not with the fast forward, no.
Try to make loops.
No, but like just like tape players that are malfunctioning, and suddenly there is
Oh,
a
yeah,
spaghetti, and then you have to have these pens and put them back in. And then,
I always wanted to make like loops, but those tape they're so tiny and
yeah, I did.
yeah.
It's something if you want to go crazy,
Yeah,
you can do that.
Okay.
But it's possible.
Yeah, I also did it a few times. I even used it as like a live sampler. Had a Walkman that had like a speed control, and I was like beat matching with the musicians.
That's
so
sweet.
It was quite nice.
Yeah.
But at some point, the tape player started just playing on one side.
Okay.
So then I got annoyed because I'm a stereo guy.
Stereo guy. You don't dig on mono. So the ultimate cassette release must be Stina Stjern, right?
Yeah.
Because like her album is played off 10 cassette players.
That's one of yours. Yeah. What is the name of the
Stina
release?
Stjern.
Yeah, but the release.
I
I know Stina Stjern.
Yeah. What was the name of the release again? It's
Yeah, it's on your Bandcamp.
yeah, man.
Yeah. It's a nice release. I listened to it.
That's a shame. That's embarrassing. But
No,
yeah.
no, but you could check it. Christopher can check it.
Let's
But
see.
it's yeah, but go on about Stina.
Because that was like
It's called Sophisticated Junkyard.
That's right. Because I saw her. She was playing with Susanna Valmorø out at Aniksdal. I was like shooting this, and I saw all their tapes. I was like, oh my god, you got all these cassettes. You want to do a release? I mean, you have to do a release on tape. It's so fitting. And like, yeah. And we finally got around to it, and like, so yeah, like a cassette on cassette. Like,
Yeah, but how long is she working on this?
how long she's been doing this?
How is she working on this with
Oh,
these
she-
groups? I've just
yeah.
like seen, I've just know that she's working on cassettes, but I don't never like
She's
seen
got
the
like
actual
10
process.
players with different, but she has like a bunch of tapes on the side, and she plays like loops, and she plays it backwards, forwards, and she like pitch shifts. And she's got an analog mixer, which you kind
Like pre-recorded sounds.
Yeah. And she fades, and
mostly
then she switches out.
the loops also.
Yeah, and she like fades in and out, and yeah.
Nice.
So she played live now at the latest Atle Nord
Yeah.
evening.
I wish I could be there because I was like, it was moved. The date was moved from
true.
Like one
Couple
date,
of
and I was
times,
like
yeah.
writing in the calendar, Case Records label night, and then it was moved, and then it was, of course, it was
They
the
had some
same.
problems with rats.
Rats. There's rats here also. In
is it?
town. They're gone now.
Because they had a bunch of rats.
They had rats in the Atelier Nord.
Yeah.
That's really a good reason to.
Yeah, so they had to postpone. Like they opened up the floor and there was like
postponed the-
corpses of rats and stuff. It was terrible. Boo! Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's
we
the
forget.
boo?
Yeah,
Forget
it's like
the-
no. Yeah. Rats
Fake.
at Atelier Nord. I didn't want. I thought it was like too much like drugs and rock and roll on the case label.
Yeah.
And
No,
like
no,
people been like throwing tapes at each other
Yeah.
and beefs maybe ambient
Beefs.
beefs. Ambient.
beefs.
Someone took like a 4-track cassette player from.
What is an ambient beef?
An ambient beef is when people are making ambient diss tracks.
I want to see that meme. Yeah. No, so we did that that night, and she played live there. And she also played in Kristiansund when we had it there. Yeah, I like doing these label nights.
Yeah.
It's a good way to like just to people, because not everybody knows everybody on the labels. It's nice for them to meet,
And get together.
get together.
Yeah.
You know, maybe something will happen. Maybe they start a duo or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's a good way of seeing it. Also, we have to put up another one so I can attend.
Yeah.
The next time.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't come to Kristiansund, and
No,
I
that
couldn't
was
make it to the date at.
Not many did. So yeah.
No, but it's also a really nice place to have in Kristiansund. Also, like maybe you can have more like other like art spaces around the
Sure,
country.
that would be fun, man. But
And
it's
there's
the only
like-
problem is like getting people to, like paying for the cost of the flight and stuff. Though that's the only, because in Oslo, a lot of these artists are Oslo based, right? You have,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but you have to. If you have a huge budget on a festival, you should like book a case.
shut up. Yeah.
Or like a gallery, you have to fill with some experimental electronic music and contemporary music. Yeah, you know what to do.
Because I'm thinking about releasing this, like a shortened version of the live from Atle Nord this autumn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice, you know. Just do a live release.
Yeah, a documentation of what was going on. Like,
Just like
yeah, you should.
because there was like 10.
I think it's like not unheard of for festivals also to like there's like the experimental festivals in Norway like Echo, Borealis, Ultima. Like that actually has a budget to fly in a lot of people to also.
That's true though.
So it's not unheard of.
No, maybe we should
then we have a question.
There is a question. Can you how do you interpret this question? Do you understand it?
No, I understand it, but maybe Carsten can answer it.
What's the Betacom of synthesizers? That's a hard one. So, but what is the V8? That's got to be like the early...
The synthesizer that lost. Actually, I think I have.
It's relating to Betamax.
Yeah, the Betamax is like the VHS and the Betamax have the.
So,
like
in the sense of what? FM or analog? Or because analog is old, right? So it's got to be.
Analog synths are like, or it could be like a brand. Are you thinking about a specific like brand of synthesizers, or thinking about like a specific type of synthesis? I think I have one in terms of. In the Betamax of Betacam of synthesizers, I think I have an answer, but you are the guest, so maybe we could answer both. Actually, I think like this, in terms of synthesis methods, I think it's the Korg Set 1.
Oh, really?
Like Moss synthesis. Like I don't know even what that stands for. It's like a. You could Google that. Korg Set 1.
When did this come out?
Like in the 90s, like physical modeling synthesizer.
Okay.
Which like sounds like real trumpets and stuff. It sounds better than everything, but no one actually uses it.
Really?
Yeah. There's one on Finn actually now. Espen, there's one on Finn now.
I never heard about this.
It's like a physical modeling thing. Physical modeling is like there's physical modeling synths.
It was the world's first multi-timbral physical modeling synthesizer.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's one on Finn now, only 4,000 kroner. Espen.
Is this the Betacom of synthesizers, Espen?
What's your question? What's your answer to this?
I don't know. I'm just gonna.
What is like an underdog synthesizer?
Underdog synthesizer?
Yeah.
I don't know, the MS-2000.
MS-2000, the 2000 synth.
Maybe. I kind of like that one. Though.
Took the fame.
Yeah. I kind of like that one though. The MS-2000. I had that a couple of times.
There is one more also, another Korg 707.
Yeah.
Which is also like underdog. It's FM. Korg's FM synth.
Yeah.
But Korg never did it really well in FM synths, did they?
No, I don't know. You're pretty into FM, aren't you?
Oh, I'm very into FM, actually.
Yeah. So it's kind of peculiar that you haven't tried the... Oh, it's like 3 thumbs up from Espen. The one who thinks...
Here it is. I actually was like on the edge of buying that Set 1, actually, because I really like physical modeling synthesis also, but it's like, I feel like it's like a huge synth.
Turns out that Finn.no doesn't work very well in OBS.
No, but you did a good try, actually. Yeah, I was going Espen out in Drammen.
He's in Lier.
In Lier, yeah, Lier, but it's on the way to Drammen. It's on the way to
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. So yeah, but it was not very beautiful, this synth though, I must say.
I think it's beautiful design.
Yeah,
like, it's like Korg Prophecy also, like it's in the...
Korg Prophecy?
It's also in the... It's a mono timbral version of this physical model. I think it's great.
But you should try the Digitone from... It's really good FM synth.
That's a good FM synth,
It's really good, like 16 channels, man. Percussion machines.
I haven't touched like the Elektron synth since my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
He is like into like this. Oh, there's the glorious FZ1.
That's pretty nice. That was a better one.
34 likes this Finn
wow.
ad.
What's the price of that one?
It's 4,500.
Is that the synth of the day for the International Synth Day?
Yeah, it is. But someone should grab this synth because I've been like getting the last.
Maybe you should buy it.
No, but actually I don't have any money right now,
No.
and I also try to like clean up the studio space.
Okay,
And
you're selling stuff?
I'm selling all the big synths,
Oh yeah?
and
You have a couple of nice ones.
yeah, I'm selling all the big synths. All the big synths are going out,
Yeah.
and some small ones are coming in.
Okay.
Because I found that like going around, I like play gigs,
Yeah.
and I only use the stuff that fits in the bag.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's
of
no
course.
like
Yeah.
reason having these
Yeah,
big
that's true.
synths standing. So there is actually right as we speak there is like a Oriental synthesizer, like a gem Oriental synthesizer that is going on. It's going to Netherlands, I think. They're making a rye with it. Like it's coming home. It's coming home to the rye world.
Oh really?
So I also like in terms, since it's the synthesizer day, we could really nerd out on
that's
this.
nice.
I think like it's nice to like give the synthesizers their another life.
Yes.
Like after they've been to my studio, they
Yes.
can sell them like cheap maybe,
Yeah.
and give them another chance going somewhere else, doing some more music.
that's
Someone
nice.
else can
Maybe
use
they'll
it.
go to a museum or something.
I think this is going on stage maybe.
Is it?
It's making rye music in the Netherlands.
Wow.
That's good. So yeah, so I'm not. I'm a hoarder at some point, but I'm also like I think that stuff should live and it should go on. You shouldn't like just like stay on all this.
I can't do that because if I have too much equipment, I can't make anything. Because
No.
I get like a guilty conscience for all my synths, like I'm not using them. So like if I have all the things hooked up, it's like, oh, I'm not using you over here. I should be using you and you. I don't know.
They have a personality.
I have a
even.
personality, and like I have to use everything, and then it can't happen.
They're
So
band members.
yeah, so
that
now
are-
I have like a setup, and I can only have like one major synth and 4 boxes. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
For per project, that's the only thing I can work with. Because when I made like Heritage, I only had 2 synths, which was perfect.
Yeah.
And I played live with that. It was more than enough.
Yeah, but it's a good way of thinking also in terms of being consistent with the sound.
Yeah.
Because it's easier when you don't have like to.
Yeah.
Because I feel like many artists and producers, they want to have this like a machine that does everything.
Yeah.
But if you make music a machine that does everything is not what you want often.
No.
Because then you will get like stuck in different.
It's true.
Yeah, you have to choose about.
That's a laptop though.
Yeah, it's not actually.
But if you got a machine that does everything.
It doesn't. It really
Yeah.
doesn't do
No.
everything. But
I just like the constraints of creativity. I can't really have that much to work with.
no.
Because then I get lost in the technicalities of everything,
Yeah.
and I lose the nerve,
Yeah.
the thing I actually want to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I have this strict thing with the 4 boxes.
4 boxes.
And that includes like effect boxes.
Maybe you should have like this Jordan Peterson brick. Like 4 boxes you need. The only 4 boxes you need. No. It's like tidy up your studio.
Tidy up
Only
the
4 boxes.
Only 4 boxes. So if you got a delay and a reverb, that's 2, man. Then you're like stuck. You can have like 1 mono synth. That's 3. So a sampler. So yeah.
Yeah.
And no trance sounds.
No
I
trance.
think he would say.
Oh yeah, he would say that. I can like a little bit of psytrance.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a nice.
I mean, you know Reactor, some of the stuff they had. I remember you told me that after you
What?
saw me at Havak once. You
Yeah.
came and like, so you like psytrance?
Did I say that?
What a good intro.
I was joking. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Probably.
but no, but you said like they had some elements. I didn't get offended though. I thought like you
no,
right,
it
you probably
wasn't.
right.
I really like. I'm kind of fascinated by psytrance.
Yeah,
at
because
some
there were some
point.
elements of psytrance.
I like psytrance actually, but I don't listen to it too much. But
No.
I had like one of my songs that was like most successful in some ways is made after I watched a tutorial about making this psytrance bass
Really?
sound. You know this psytrance bass sound?
Yes.
It's like
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
this rolling psytrance
Yeah.
bass sound. I was like watching like tutorials on YouTube because there was a guy we had on this stream before, Plonk, he from Fredrikstad. He had a friend that's called Tåkelur, as a psytrance producer from Fredrikstad, that we met a couple of times. Really nice guy. But the really interesting stuff about both this guy and this music, that was he was like insisting on his music not being music.
Oh, really? What was it then? Like meditational?
I really don't know.
No.
But it was like, he made nice music though.
Yeah.
And also Henrik Frunkmøbelen was like also into this like sound, and we felt it was really alien at in some way. It was pretty alien, and we didn't like really catch it. And then I was like listening to Tåkelur, and I was like wondering about how he managed to pull off some of the soundscapes. And I was like starting watching tutorials about how making this bass. And of course, it turned into something completely different.
But can you play that song from?
No, unfortunately.
It's
quite funny to be named Tåkelur and make psytrance, because Tåkelur is like the Norwegian word for foghorn.
Yeah.
And if you think about a foghorn, it's like a horn with a gigantic outdoor reverb, right?
Yeah.
But psytrance is like there is no reverb at all.
Yeah.
So it's quite
there is reverb on psytrance on all the effects that we have in the back. So
I would say it's quite a dry.
No, it's not a dry.
genre.
I would differ. I beg to differ. I would say there is a lot of reverb and delays on the psytrance, like the effect stuff. We could discuss this later more maybe. If you listen to it, it's like well, there's a lot of
maybe a bit of sound effects. I agree about that.
There
and
is
also
a
the
lot
delay and so on.
of maybe not on the beat, but like the stuff that's going on behind everything. I feel like everything is allowed.
Yeah, maybe.
There's like huge swashes of sound, like. But I also find it super interesting that the producer that is making this music is insisting that it's not music.
But I was just wondering what it is then. Like, is it transcendental audio or?
It's not art either.
Yeah, no.
It's. I feel like it's maybe like some sort of ritual, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's like my guess.
Medicine.
It's like, but it's like not about making tracks. It's about making like just this like thing.
Yes.
It's pretty weird.
That makes me curious about his
No,
stuff.
you should listen.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still like producing.
Operational?
But so I don't have anything against psytrance. I think that it was like the monotony of some of your tracks that was like, and it was like some aggressive bass lines that was really that made me, and pretty fast tempo also, maybe think a little bit about
sure, maybe there was probably some fat stuff, fast forward.
Yeah, probably. And there is like this Snorre Magna Solberg, this SMS.
Yeah.
Club No.
That's right.
This guy is like techno DJ. Is like maybe tapping into the psytrance side of techno, the fast techno a little bit. That is really good. So this it's good music also in that.
But it did have a little bit of a comeback, didn't it, psytrance?
Yeah, I think like the forest rave and the psytrance is like hand in hand after we saw up like.
Didn't High play on that forest rave at Wits then?
Probably.
I think the Brainwash Machine, yeah.
Probably. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
I was like supposed to ask who are the key artists on Case Records, and you were talking about Rudy already. Maybe we should have a little break now, watch Rudy and listen to Rudy, and you can talk about him afterwards.
Sure. Maybe do you have the wrestling video about him?
We have this, no, but we have, there is just a visualizer on this one.
Oh, really?
Because I'm so proud that I made a visualizer in OBS.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. It's a good times in the studio with Carsten from Case Records, and this what we heard now is "We Shall Overcompensate."
So beautiful.
From Rudy Simmons,
Yeah.
our buddy in Trondheim now.
Our buddy in Trondheim,
Yeah.
up north.
Super talented dude.
Yeah.
Man, this
Yeah.
track I was like researching the catalog of Case, and I was like stopping on this track and like listening like 3-4 times in a row. It's like it's a gem, little gem.
It is.
Yeah. Super nice.
And what is the full name of artist? Is it only Rudy?
Rudy Simmons.
Rudy Simmons. That was a question
It's
in chat.
called Simmons actually.
Rudy Simmons.
Simmons.
Rudy Simmons.
The name on
And the track is
track
called "We Shall Overcompensate."
from the release as what is the name of the release though? It's on the older ones.
Mute off. or
Yeah,
on?
Mute Off. Yeah. It's in the Case
It's
Bandcamp.
in the catalog.
It's in the Case Bandcamp. You should check it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna paste the URL to the Bandcamp
Yeah,
in
go
the
on,
chat.
go and paste the
Earl
URL.
that. Earl it.
Early.
Yeah.
No, it's a super good track and from a really talented guy. When I met Rudy, he was playing bass guitar with Rules on the Trees.
That's right.
Yeah, this indie band. And you should talk about Rudy, but I would have a little fun with him first.
Okay.
Because he was playing bass guitar with Rules on the Trees, and I was like playing clarinet or something on some of the tracks, so I was like part of the band for a while, and then I was in the same band as Rudy, and we played at John D. And Rudy got drunk, so we just like left the bass there at John D at the backstage.
Yeah.
And then he didn't think about it for a while.
Yeah.
And then the band that I think it was like maybe months later was invited back to support someone play again at Rudy.
Yeah.
And then they went to soundcheck and he was like, "Where's my bass guitar?"
Yeah.
And it was like, "Well, I left it at the backstage of John D." And it was still there.
It was still there.
So he went and got the bass
Wow.
and went to soundcheck and he played the gig. I think that bass is here now.
Really?
Yeah. I think he just left it at the studio. Yeah.
He's a multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah.
I feel he can just pick up any instrument and it sounds great.
Yeah, and also like the EPCs, and this is metal EPC 1000, I think. And he was a part of the Beneva Clarnova duo.
Yes, that's right.
With Benjamin Finger, if someone knows Benjamin Finger. Hotshot, ambient.
Yeah, he's producing a lot of albums.
Dude.
Man.
Yeah. The international fame.
International fame.
International fame from Hamar.
Me and Rudy had a band actually once as well. Safe Houses on Fire. So it's we made an EP that's out on How Is Annie Records.
Yeah.
So that was nice, just like
in the 2000s.
Yeah, three songs. Very, very long titles. Very like post-rock.
Post-rock, like.
Yeah, that was very like in our Constellation Records years. Yeah.
Nice.
You bought everything on Constellation Records. Safe House, and the title of the EP was "So We Fell in Love with All of Our Prolonged Boys."
With the capital letters and everything.
That's quite post-rock.
Very
Like some Norwegian, like post-rock or something.
First song was called "I Lost You at Goodbye." Very sad.
Okay, we have
questionnaires.
Oh, whoops! Here we have the Finn annonce.
Okay.
Let's get rid of that one. And then, let's see, we have an old friend here, Lillehammer Experimental.
Oh yeah.
Can you name some artists that have inspired you from music or otherwise?
I mean, that's got to be a lot, though. I do like the. Well, as I said, like early on, it was the electronic stuff. Like, of course, Kraftwerk early on, when I was maybe like 10, 11. I remember, I think they were on Beranek in '85 when they released the Electric Cafe stuff.
Yeah.
So that got me into that whole electronic scene. But then it's been fluctuating from this and that, and sometimes it's like techno music, like this Swedish duo, I don't know how to pronounce it, SCHX.
What?
Do you know this band? No?
No, I don't know this band.
This is the Swedish techno duo.
It's the only band
I need to check the sound behind there. There was some background music at some point that we didn't hear in the room.
I think they're very nice.
But it's good now.
Yeah.
I don't know this band.
This is very nice. They make like techno music that's hard to dance to. It's really.
You're making stuff up now.
No, it's true. It's a really good duo. I really
We
like
need to
it.
push the left button.
Yeah. I mean, like, you're making up bands to make us feel stupid. It's a Swedish techno duo called.
I'm not kidding. It's called. You should look it up. I'm serious.
How can you look it up?
I can tell you how to spell it. I'm serious, man. This is really good. I'm serious about this.
What's it called?
It's called SHXCX.
Is this a password for the Wi-Fi?
CHSH. Yeah, just write the first letters and you will find
Small s.
You found it,
Ingen
right?
resultater er funnet.
Hva er det du
Sjekk
søker på?
stavemåten.
SHXCX. Nei, SHX.
Ups.
CX.
CX.
Ja. CH. CX.
CX.
SH.
SH.
Ja.
Ah! Yeah. From the Bandcamp.
There you go, man.
Is it a new band?
Oh, they've been doing it for 10 years.
For 10 years already. I thought we were talking about Kraftwerk, but Swedish.
So I really like those guys,
The
though.
most famous band in Sweden is like ABBA.
Yeah.
And this, you should have like you know this meme and some woman coming up to the DJ booth saying, "Play some ABBA, please play some ABBA."
Play some.
Please play some
There you go.
Wi-Fi.
So many releases.
I know.
Password,
I think it's really
Never
good.
heard about
Not all of their albums, but yeah, but they're really good. I really recommend. It's like experimental techno. That's not
There you go.
their best EP, but sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the sound was not coming to the stream.
Okay.
It's a really
So we
hard.
won't get demonetized. I
Okay.
guess.
But I like those.
We're not monetizing
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
start. Yeah, go on.
That's a good like, because I do like techno, but it's got to be a little bit experimental.
There is some techno on case. Is something that
There-
is
yeah.
like on the way to techno at least. It's
Yeah, I think VLR Industries.
VLR is in the techno.
Yeah, I think that's
they're
one of
most
my
definitely.
most popular international releases.
Yeah, really.
Like I've been selling that tape abroad a
Yeah.
bit.
Wow.
So that's pretty. Like,
Nice.
I think he's pretty known, like Livar.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So I'm craving for him to release another.
Yeah, it looks like maybe this.
Yeah, there you go.
They knew about it.
But first, I was thinking about you. First, I was thinking you were talking about this post-punk New York.
Oh yeah,
Three exclamation mark.
Yeah, check.
Exclamation mark.
Yeah.
I always call them like
Yeah.
exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Yeah,
Which is like a pretty good band name. I
Yeah.
think. Like,
yeah.
but it's I don't know about the band, but this I never heard about this.
No, it could be anything. That's like one. Yeah, I also like contemporary stuff.
Yeah.
Morten Feldman, I'm really fond of him. And I don't know. I also like metal.
Yeah.
Like I was recently at Obliteration at Røverstranden. I really like those guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything can be inspirational. Doesn't have to be just the kind of music that I make. Like so. Yeah, like folk music, like we talked about earlier, that can be that's inspirational.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as long as it triggers something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing to not just like listen or watch the stuff that is in your genre.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is like even also good artists that really doesn't listen to music at all.
Yeah.
Like the Drillo of DJing.
The Drillo of DJ.
Or the Drillo of producing.
We have a comment here.
Yeah.
Someone worked with Rudy Simmons. And Ivar Lykke, before Lykke, was a sauebonde/sheep farmer in film.
Yeah. Vardåsen. Yeah, because Ivar. Yeah, he's
It's Villads on the stream. Yo, Villads. Yo. I think I worked with Ivar Lykke. I don't know these people.
I know Ivar Lykke. He kind of co-produces films and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he produced a few, co-produced a few films from Wirkola. Like Kill Bill and that kind of stuff. Yeah. I think he's the heir of Bunnpris. Anyhow, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's the heir of Bunnpris. Yeah. I was like, I think we should show another video, but now you're like going into a question that I was supposed to ask from the start. Is it like, you also work with film and photography.
Yes.
And how does that impact or like reflect on the music and label?
Well, I do like film a lot, So I think I've worked with. I like scenes, like scenic stuff, atmospheres. So I've heard that with my own music, some people have said like it's very like film music-y, like it could be in a film. Cinematic, which is I take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Because I really like that kind of atmosphere. So I'm also a very visual kind of guy. That's why I work with photography. But so I kind of, it's basically a little bit of the same. Like it's the atmosphere and the music that kind of triggers me. And same with a scene in a film. So when I hear someone sends me music or I hear something that I want to do on the label, it kind of triggers that a bit. Not that I could make a music video to it. It just like triggers different.
Yeah, like you see stuff. Like
maybe shapes or scenes or
yeah. I feel like there's some of your music. It could be nice in like not a crime movie, but if something is like mysterious or exciting.
That's nice.
Like thriller.
I like that.
Or maybe if something mysterious is going on.
Yeah.
I'm like having if there was like a Norwegian Tarkovsky.
Oh.
Yeah, it could be like some like fast forward is tape lurking in the background.
Oh, that's
like,
nice. Yeah, that's nice though. Thanks.
Wish we had a Norwegian Tarkovsky though.
Yeah,
we don't have that.
Who would that be?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know too much about film. I'm like getting into dangerous territory.
Well, I really love film, though. I could talk about film all day. But,
I think we have so many boring Norwegian films. Like this is like Oslo, 31st August or something. Like just pick a stupid date and make a stupid film. There's so much.
Well, with that, I could talk about. I could talk about that film.
Tarkovsky, man.
I could talk about that film though, specifically.
Yeah.
Because I watched that film and I liked it though.
Yeah.
But then I heard that it was based on a French novel from the 50s. And then I did some digging, and there's another movie from the beginning of the 60s called Le Faux Follet, which was, and I saw that, which has got Erik Satie music.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful film, man. And it was basically a bit of the same.
Yeah.
But he's an alcoholic in this old movie, because like heroin wasn't that popular back in the 60s, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a beautiful, Le Faux Follet.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff, man.
Yeah.
And with Erik Satie.
Yeah, nice.
Anyhow, that was a digression. But
yeah, but so the original was better than the copy.
I think so.
Surprising.
But that seems very like
one is better than two
or whatever.
Movie one is better than
like, have you seen the original? It's so much better.
I like the.
It's also sort of like low-hanging fruit in a way.
Yeah,
I like the earlier stuff best.
Yeah.
I always like the demos.
I like
best.
the band before they got popular.
Before they recorded anything.
I like the demo, the unreleased demo.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe we should have a look at this. How do you pronounce the name? The Aftenklang movie. Rød. Yeah. Something has happened with the print.
Yeah, I know. I changed that to myself now, that release though. But yeah.
Maybe we should have a look at that and have a listen to that. Yeah. Super epic cinematic stuff.
Beautiful day in Leknes.
In Leknes.
Yeah.
So
and what we didn't actually manage to say before we press play is this is your project and it's your video.
Yes, yeah. I was up north visiting my friend who's one of the writers, and I was doing another project. But then we decided to go on the beach and shoot like them riding the horses on the beach. I thought that looked very cinematic.
It did.
And beautiful. I was like, I visioned this like, oh, you gotta ride on the beach. We'll shoot it in slow motion, and they had some like camouflage ponchos that I brought up for that. So that was nice. Yeah, so this was like, I had to release an EP with my Modular Synth skiff. I felt obligated to, since I've spent all the money. And
and since this is International Synthesizer Day, what was in the skiff? Was there like Morphagene or?
Yes, it was a Morphagene.
Yeah, it sounded granular.
Because I fucking love that module. And it was like the Plonk, which I really also like. And I'm thinking about getting again. It was a Pamela's workout, and what was the?
Yeah, so that's clock, and it's like a physical modeling synth, and it's like a granular synth.
Yes.
Nice.
That was, I think, basically it. Yeah. A couple of other utility. Yeah. I love that skiff, man. I missed that skiff, because I had a bigger one earlier, but I didn't really get to make much on that. It was too big. Like again, like constraints.
Yeah, it sounds like it comes back to focus in a way.
Yes.
Like we were talking earlier, like you can do everything with a laptop, or there was some discussion on this side of the table that you couldn't. But like in some sense, you can do everything on the laptop. Yeah. But it's like, okay, so what should you do then?
Yeah.
You can always choose a different one. It's like. It's like visiting someone with like an old school game console, and then there's like you put in the cartridge. It's like. Choose between these 1,000 games.
Yeah.
It's like I'm never gonna finish any of these games.
No, I don't know. I can't believe it. I have like one of those handhelds where like a million game zones. Like, I don't know.
I think I'm really disagree with this laptop thing, since I'm a laptop musician. but because I think there's so much stuff you can't do with a laptop. Just like raw analog stuff that you do on Modular. You really can't, even if you have like VCV rack or whatever, or controllers and stuff. It's a different way of working, but you can't.
But that's it. Like it's a different way of working. That's the thing here. Back to the focus again.
But you can't really.
You technically can do. Of course,
you can't.
You can't do like analog feedback and so on. Yeah. But it's like most of the things you can do or like fake, but you don't do them.
Because you can't do really like a guitar or bass guitar playing.
I only play guitar on my laptop.
Or you can, but it's or like violin. You can't do like Hardangerfiddle on a laptop. Or maybe you can, but it's not going to be good. Yeah. So it's
some pretty good VSTs out there, right?
Yeah. I just got the hurdy-gurdy VST. but it doesn't. But it doesn't.
You can't do hurdy-gurdy on the laptop. It's impossible.
You can, but
Can
it doesn't.
you?
I think like the difference between a real hurdy-gurdy and a hurdy-gurdy VST on a laptop is so big that it's like it's not even the same instrument.
Yeah.
So I would, but
I
so
agree,
it's
I
a
agree with
different way of working. But I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
enjoy
absolutely.
working on the laptop with like
But you must. I don't.
VSTs of hurdy-gurdies, and the Hardanger feeling VST hasn't been made yet and never will be. But it's like it's a different way of working. It's like
But I'm not dissing laptops like at all. It's just like
you can.
no. Because I like a lot of laptop music. Obviously, we're talking about Autico earlier, and but I just wanted to get away from the screen.
Yeah.
Because I work with
Obviously.
film and photography, so I'm at the screen all day. So I just wanted to get some knobs and stuff going, you know, so I don't have to look at the screen while making music. So that was the only reason, actually.
And this focus thing, like you said, you like better with the small skiff than the bigger Euro rack, for example.
Yeah.
And also just having a few synthesizers, so it
Get
just
more creative.
yeah. Exactly.
Hopefully,
It's like I was saying, then you finish the game.
Yeah,
In a way.
you do, because you only have...
don't switch to the different game when the level is too hard.
Yeah.
You only have one game to play,
Yeah.
and that's it's a good thing. I think that's the most important thing with doing music is to actually finish it in the end,
Yeah.
and getting to that point where you actually like record or render
Yeah.
or
And then meet someone who says like, yeah, we should release it.
Yeah,
I have a label. You can
Yeah.
make a tape.
Come on! Do you have a cover? I will make you a cover.
Yeah, this is the next last question. If there's anyone wondering about anything about Carsten or Case Records or
Okay, there's a quick one here.
a quick question.
It's, my neighbor wants to know if Case Records was an animal, which and why.
I don't know. I feel partial to... I feel it kind of... Like the aesthetics is that of a zebra, but maybe it's like more like a cat. I don't know, a little bit of a... It's a difficult question to answer. I do love cats though, but
Yeah, but as we've been talking a bit about synthesizers, but today is the International Synthesizer Day. So how are you celebrating? Are you celebrating?
I must admit, Jørgen, that I did not know that was the International Synthesizer Day until you told me. Although I really like synthesizers, but I've been gassing down.
Yeah.
Because I was really into, like earlier I said I had like a revolving door policy for equipment. I like to test everything. Like I was watching Super Booth every year.
Yeah, you were one of those guys.
I just loved like, oh my God, what's this? Ooh, that's interesting, you know. And I bought it, tested it out, and I'm like, it didn't work, sold it.
Yeah.
So I was doing that, and a couple of things got stuck with me, like the Digitakt stuck with me.
Yeah.
My beautiful Prophet 6 that I'm surely putting to shame for not being able to play better on. But
no, I think it could be bad people playing too much on the synthesizer. Also,
yeah,
like, or
so
being too skilled.
So some of them like stay behind because they're like they work.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. Like I'm not really gearing up for anything in particular. Maybe a couple of things though.
Yeah, but you can like celebrate with just playing the synthesizer you already have.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like the S04 from Torso Electronics.
Yeah, this little.
I love that machine.
I think we know someone that's been like involved.
But that's do you mean the sequencer?
No, that's the T1.
Yeah.
That was I was actually kickstarting
because that's the one Mats worked on.
Yeah.
But
so
there is like a sampler.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one you're talking
That's
about.
the one.
Yeah. So we actually have some synthesizers to celebrate with. And
Yes, I love that S4. It's beautiful.
You were talking about also going to see Lego Welt later on.
He's playing now on Blow or something.
Yeah,
I think
right.
His new album is pretty good.
Yeah, all his albums are pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's been popping up in my feed.
I haven't heard the last one, but it's also some of these like mysterious. I think he even does good albums, not in his own name.
Oh really?
Like this Smack Goes is like Lego Welt. And there's also like one called, I can't remember the name, but it's called like Electronic Music from the Faroe Islands.
What?
Which is like super amazing album, which is like a side project. So
Yes.
yeah.
He's got some affiliation with the Faroe Island or something, or is that just random?
No. I just think it's just like imagining some electronic music going on in the Faroe Island. There is electronic music from the Faroe Island.
I always wanted to go there.
Like there is like now I can't remember the name of the band, but there is a really good band that I can't remember the name of, and there is also the original crazy avant-garde producer that we all know the name of. That is from the Faroe Island. Do you know who I'm talking about now?
Who is this?
Goody Pal.
Oh yeah.
He's from the Faroe Islands.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever played there?
Is it?
No.
I thought he was Danish.
You didn't know?
I thought he was Danish.
No, he's from Torshavn. He is from the Faroe Islands.
Oh, we should play at Faroe Island. That would be beautiful.
Yeah, there is some good.
Yeah.
I should remember the name of this. Like it's more like maybe post-rock ambient experimental band that is really good from out there. So
you got some international fame now. You can like pull some strings and get us there, can't you?
I like to hear more electronic music from the Faroe Island, though. And but that was a synthesizer question. And I think we're rounding off with the last question. We've been like with one last question. We've been online for almost 1.5 hours. It's been pretty interesting and very, very nice to like hear all these
I had fun.
fun facts.
Fun facts.
So if there's no more questions in the chat, right? Yeah, that's the last. It's a last chance.
Yeah,
It's a last chance.
the animal question was the.
That's the last one. It's your last chance. Yeah, thanks for watching. And the last question is there any artists or DJs that we like really should look out for? Something
In general?
It doesn't have to be on your label,
No.
but it's something absolutely
Must listen to.
and know and hear.
I don't know. I kind of like Black Polygon.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Listening to that a lot. I don't know. I would also listen to a Norwegian metal band called Aberration, which I think is fantastic. I think it's one of the best metal albums to come out from Norway from the last few years. Other than that, I would watch out for my remix album coming out this summer, which is so beautiful. Because I just asked a bunch of people if they wanted to remix the Heritage album, and so many said yes.
So you have a remix album that is also that is coming up that
I'm
you didn't
really
mention in the Hvordan går det venn i prata.
I didn't. I'm just really surprised that they
I'm not surprised that they want to do a remix for you. I would say yes if you asked.
Do you want to do? I'm serious.
Yeah, I can. Absolutely.
I want to do like as many as possible, and I'll do like
as many remixes as possible.
No, I'll do
yeah.
a cassette. I can do even like a.
Be careful. You can do a VHS with like 8 hours of remix.
That would be fun, though. So I think, yeah.
You're gonna have to release it on like a long player.
No, I could do like
to play in like quarter speed to fit all the remixes.
But you can do like double cassette releases. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's it
You know
called?
about
Like
the rave case?
cover. It's not what it called. I think it's called rave cover.
Rave cover?
Then they have like multiple cassettes. In
Rave case. Is
Rave case.
Yeah,
Rave case.
You do a rave case.
Rave case.
You don't know about rave case.
Oh my god. I don't know.
It's perfect for case records. It's like you
Yeah.
have like I think Lasse
It's
Mara
like,
did like one with like 3 tapes in.
Is that
like,
with Dell?
yeah.
I don't know. I think
Because I think I
maybe
have
it's Dell.
that from Dell. Yeah.
But
Is
you know when like the old like Disney tapes and so on, that was like 4 tapes and so on,
That's
and then you like open this plastic cover and it's like, that's a rave case.
Why is it called rave tape?
Maybe it's enough music to last you the whole rave or something.
I don't know. True that.
Long tapes
Long
with
tape.
remixes.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to that, and
Yeah.
I'd be happy to contribute.
Yeah,
to that.
that would be nice. So like Linde did one, which I thought was going to be ambient, but that was not ambient.
No.
I'm very surprised. VLR Industries did one.
Yeah,
Ernst van der Loo is doing one.
yeah.
With like industrial stuff. It's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah,
Super fun.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm listening forward to that.
Listening forward.
Listening forward. We always listen forward in the show. Yeah, but maybe we should round off now. And thanks to Lynn and Chris for doing the audio visuals and having extra questions.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
What's the horn?
The horn is like this horn, yeah. And maybe some applause, and yeah. We hope to have a last one before summer, a last stream. Maybe in June, if we find the time. If not, see you later, after summer, maybe. We really don't know. And thanks, Carsten, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Splendid.